Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Lokalfeed show. My name is Azura and our guest today is Juvena Huang. One day, she decided to go on a journey on her Vespa. Yep, you heard me right, a Vespa. Halfway around the world that she thought she'd be back in 6 months, never expecting only to return 27 months later. On this episode, we talk about going forward towards the unknown, even though there's so much uncertainties, why she took a huge leap to do the unconventional, especially as a woman riding solo. Also, she shares on why it's important to let go. Before we get to it, if you want to support us, there are a few ways you can do so. Share an episode with your friends, subscribe to our YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. If this is not your first episode, we truly appreciate you taking the time to listen to these amazing stories. Okay, so without further ado, remember, be bold and stay inspired. Here is Juvena Huang, the Wandering Wasp. About yourself. I mean, because the reason we've invited you is because I don't know whether you're the first. Are you the first to ride around the world for not almost the world, right? So solo rider, woman rider in Singapore.
In Singapore, I've never really checked any records for that sense. But I know there are also a few other women who have done such long trip as well.
Okay.
Like there's this thing called the Mongol Rally.
Okay.
You know, there's a Singapore rider who rode from the UK to Mongolia.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think a lot of people know that, but I met up with her because when I was in India, I met a guy who said that, hey, I know a Singaporean. I met her during the Mongol Rally.
Okay.
Right, and then she said, oh, I didn't know that. And then when I was back in Singapore, and this guy was in Singapore as well. Both of us brought him out.
Okay.
So that was when I met her for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've never really checked for the record.
Okay. But so you just do it because it's something that you've always wanted to do. Tell us a bit about how you got it started. As in, yeah.
Okay, I first got my riding license when I was, I think, 19. Yeah, it was a trip to Vietnam where I saw a lot of Vespas zipping around the streets.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, when I come back to Singapore, I want to get one of those. So I got my license, and then I got my Vespa scooter, and that was like my ticket to freedom.
Okay.
And I do not have to rely on public transport anymore. I can just go anywhere I want.
Okay.
So I got into the motorcycling community, which is like a really diverse group. We meet a lot of people from all walks of life, from the hawker to the business owner to the doctors to everybody from different background. And then I also got into dirt biking.
Okay.
So I bought myself also a KTM, and also went dirt biking in Malaysia and Singapore.
Okay.
With encouragement of this particular friend called Lawrence.
Okay.
So he always tell me it is the rider, not the bike. Because at that time I was struggling with a really tall scrambler.
With the KTM.
Yeah, the KTM
Okay.
both my feet cannot touch it. So it's only 1 feet. You know, they call it Captain Morgan.
Okay. Okay. That's how sometimes on the bike, right?
Yeah, Captain Morgan. You know, you have one leg just
okay.
on or over the seat.
Okay.
So that was how I rode the KTM. So yeah, I think thanks to him, I have more confidence in myself. You know, I say, hey, you know, actually, if I try, I can do it. So I shouldn't like always doubt myself lah. And then I also went on to competitions. And he himself is also a very introvert rider.
Okay.
So he always go on long distance trip on very unconventional motorcycles, such as the Kakia. He rode it to Thailand. He rode the DRZ 400 to North Thailand with the mother as a pillion.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he was planning to ride to the border of China through Laos with another good friend of mine. So they were planning for this trip for many months.
Okay.
And then just 1 week before he was supposed to set off with my friend, he died in an accident.
Okay.
And at that time he wasn't driving. Actually, he wasn't riding a motorcycle, but he was driving a van.
Okay.
So it made me realize the brevity and uncertainty of life. And then I just thought myself, if I'm going to die tomorrow, what do I really want to make out of this lifetime, and what I really want to do? Do I really want to just follow societal expectation of you? Just go to school, find a good husband, wife, get married, settle down, and then just live your life out just like that, and just settle down. But when you die, you have eternity to settle down 6 feet under. Don't you think so?
Yes. I live by that rule. You don't know what's going to happen to you the next day. Yeah.
Say, don't you want to settle down? Hey, I have like eternity to settle down when I'm dead. That's all I know. So it was actually the idea to ride to Europe. Was actually came out in a casual conversation with a friend.
Okay.
And then at that time there was another Singaporean couple who was riding around the world on a Honda African Twin.
But they are rider and pillion, right?
Yeah. Okay. Husband and wife.
Okay.
So we were saying like, hey, last time Lawrence always said it is a rider, not the bike. I thought we just ride whatever we have to Europe, or just ride around the world with whatever we have.
Okay.
And that idea kind of really stuck to my mind. And then actually at that time there were also a few other friends who were keen.
Okay.
But I guess over time priority changes, and the family situation, financial situation changes. So not everybody can commit to just drop everything and just go on such trip. So I gave myself a deadline. So I saved. I was working a few jobs, and I was running between 3 jobs in a day, selling things online, and selling things that I don't need anymore to save up to travel. So I gave myself a deadline. Okay, mid 2015. I want to leave on my trip.
So this is when you had the planning was like maybe 2 years, 2013.
Yeah, around 3.5 years when the idea started. I had like 3.5 years.
Okay, but
at that time there was still, friends were really keen, but over time our plans just changed. I just give myself a deadline. Okay, 2015, mid 2015. If nobody is still on it, then I'm going alone. If nobody is gonna come with me, I don't think that going alone is an excuse not to go. So because I think you have encountered instances where you are planning trips with friends. Don't talk about traveling for 2 years, just maybe a 1 week or 2 week holiday. Everybody so gung ho want to go together, and then you realize that
the group
becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and then maybe you're the only one left. So you keep waiting for people, sometimes it never happen. You got to make it happen. So May 2015. I packed up, loaded up everything on my scooter, and just set off from the block of my HDB flat there, waved to my family, friends. And then I didn't come home until 27 months later. I thought, 8 to 9 months later I'll come back, and then it turned out to be 27 months.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you a bit. I want to ask you. So how did that moment felt when you said goodbye to your loved ones? I'm assuming they're the ones, the support and loved ones, right? I mean, is there a bit of fear that you feel that you're gonna go on this journey on your own? I mean, what were you feeling? Do you still remember that feeling when you first set off?
Confusion.
Okay.
Scared.
Okay.
The moment really starts because all along, ever since I was 19 years old, I've been holding a job. Okay, so the moment that really defines that I'm really going to do it is when I wrote my resignation letter.
Okay.
So and at that time I've been working at Temasek Poly for 6 years already.
Okay.
So it's like, this is it. I'm really dropping this job. No turning back. So that was the definite turning point. And then after that, I was like applying for visa, all this paperwork, and then I think the day before I was supposed to set off, I couldn't sleep because there's a lot of what ifs. Like, okay, if I come back, what if I cannot find a job? What if something happened to me? What if I have run out of money? What if I run out of fuel halfway? What if my bike break down in the middle of nowhere? A lot of what if, but I have to also ask myself, are they rational or not?
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes, and then people ask me like, are you scared during these 2 years on the trip? What's the scariest things? And one thing I realized is the scariest things is your human imagination. Really, your human imagination is scarier than the world out there.
Okay, that's very interesting. I will touch base on that. Okay, you were saying? Okay.
Yeah, so I realized how scared I was, and when I was on the trip, hey, it wasn't that bad. So the first step was really the hardest. The first step to really step out and just drop everything and go, I think that's the most difficult part. And then after that, it was you just go with the flow. So for a while, you just let life take over you. Whatever that comes, and then instead of trying to be so much in control of your life, you just go with the flow. After it's like easy. Yeah, the first step is the hardest.
Okay.
And then coming back also is hard. Yeah.
Why coming back is hard?
I think because you've been to so many places, you gain lots of perspective, and you see things beyond your social construct and conditioning. And I think you realize that there's so much more out there in the world rather than this way of living, this way of doing things. And it makes you question why you want to come back to that, confined in that box again. And it's a mixed feeling. One thing is I look forward to looking my family again after 27 months, because I didn't fly back home at all during those times. I was even when my grandmother passed away, I didn't come back.
Okay.
Yeah, because the nearest flight was just too far away.
Okay.
But my family understand. So when I left home that day as well, it was also like a final farewell.
Okay, to your...
A few things. Okay, one is my grandma. She was at that time close to 100 years old.
Wow, okay.
Okay, and also to my dog. Just a few months before I set off, he was diagnosed with heart problem. So I was preparing that was the last time.
Okay. I mean, it must have been a very difficult journey for you in that sense. Okay, please. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my dog passed away 4 months after I came back.
Okay.
So that was he waited for me lah.
Okay.
So that was one of the biggest how to say, some of the things that I have to let go before I left. So it's really a lot about letting go. I think letting go is really hard. Yeah, so I just thought my dog.
Okay, but I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, it's, I don't know, I mean, sitting here, I guess Akila and me can really say that you're very brave in that sense, because I mean, to leave everything behind and you don't know what's ahead of you. How do you, I mean, like you said, right, people have this certain stigma about the places that you've been. For example, Iran, Pakistan and all that, right? The diversity, people are afraid of, are you okay? Do you need
maybe I need some tissue first.
Can, I will get you some tissue. Oh no, it's like second person.
I thought until cry.
It's emotional. Emotional.
Just now at my friend's studio, I was playing with my friend's dog.
Yeah, it reminds you of I think next time I must have she next to her. Give it here, okay? Thank you. I'll put it here. If you need someone, okay? It's okay. Take your time.
Okay.
I was
asking about stigmas, right?
Correct. Okay. Doing your journey and stuff like that, right? I mean, stigma of people, right? Like Pakistan, Iran. People who are not out there, who don't face these kind of things, always thinks that these kind of places are dangerous. Everything, I mean, the road, the journey can be dangerous. I mean, what have you learned throughout the 27 months? I mean, you've been to so many countries, and I think being on the road being alone on the road is a scary journey. What have you learned, or what can you share with us?
One thing I realized that a lot of our perception of countries and the people are formed by media, because we personally haven't been there.
Yes.
And we all know that in a lot of times in media, they sell things that attract your attention, such as rape, murder, kidnap, torture, war. These are news that sells. And so we have this perception, we only see one side of a story, but we don't see the other side. So when I travel, like for example, India, everybody was telling me about, there are a lot of girls that got raped, blah blah blah. And when I first stepped into India, after crossing Myanmar, I had an apprehension. But the first day in India, I had some problem with my gasket. And then at the time, I was still with a group of bikers who from different countries crossed Myanmar together. So at the time, we were still around, and they were trying to help me fix my scooter. And of course, there was like a group that surrounded us. But they were like helping to pour water to wash our hands, pass us tools. And one guy actually brought me to go and find some materials to make something for my scooter.
This was you were alone or with a... Oh, you were still with the group?
Yeah, I was still with a group of bikers who crossed Myanmar together. That was our first day in India. And then subsequently, I was put in touch with other motorcyclists from different motorcycle club in different cities as well. And then also there are like people, I dropped my scooter at one place, and then this guy was like, "Oh, you okay?" But
the
language barrier. And then he asked me where I'm going. I said I'm going somewhere to meet a friend. So normally, even though I'm alone and not meeting a friend, I'll say that I always give people impression that somebody is expecting me. So he was like, "Oh, okay, we are going same way. You just same way until somewhere, but just follow me." So they follow. I followed him, follow, and then he stopped the car. Like, oh no, no. But then he just come out of the car, and then he said, "Oh, we have to go separate way now. I give you my number. A problem, call me." And then we went our separate way. So in the end, I ended up spending 3.5 months in India, traveling starting from the east, where people look like me, until to the west, where people look like they're the Punjabi people. They look different. So I realized that India is such a big and diverse country. You cannot paint such a diverse country with a single paintbrush. So maybe all the rapes that you read of, it happens in some region, but most of the time, I felt okay. I cannot speak for places like Delhi or like Goa or other big cities because I've never been there. I cannot tell them they are safe. But other areas, I went to Jammu Kashmir, I even went to Meghalaya, where it's a matrilineal society. Do you know that women over there has more economic freedom over there?
Really?
When children are born, the children take after their mother's name, not the father's name.
Wow, that's interesting.
Inheritance goes a bigger share to the daughters. And when the guy married the youngest daughter of the family, the guy had to move into the daughter's family with the parents. And then when I was in this village called Nongrak, it's a 1.5 hour trek there, I also kind of saw the gender role reversal. So the mother is a teacher, she goes to school with her children to teach, father stayed at home with the 2-year-old toddler with in the back, and he was cleaning a house, cooking for the guests. So they were running a homestay. So it's a matrilineal society over there, and then in some other place maybe it's a patriarchal society. So it is such a diverse country. You cannot just say that they are rapists or Pakistani are terrorists. On the other hand, on the Pakistani, I think they are one of the most hospitable people ever. I was in the country for 4.5 months, but I hardly had to stay in a hotel because many of them open up their homes to me.
Really?
Yes.
So they're
and they will go to all ways to try to please their guests. One gentleman almost tried to slaughter 2 goats to welcome me, until my host remind him, no, she's a vegetarian.
You don't eat meat.
So that is how much they go to please their guests. Sometimes I get quite embarrassed. I was like, no, please don't.
Like paiseh.
But they say, no, you're my guest. It's our honor. Because it's to them it's an honor. It's really ingrained in their culture to do that. And same for Iranians. Iranians, although yes, you can see that Donald Trump say they are the country of terror, but the people are terror in like bringing you home and then feed you with their food and tea. Sometimes I just got invited to someone's home and this gentleman, I was planning to camp initially. Then this gentleman invited me to his place to stay with his family. And when I got to his place, he say, okay, my house, your house, same, you, me. Yeah, in limited English. So I mean, these are some of the countries I spent the longest time. You know, and you realize that most people are just like you and me. It's just that we don't see enough of this side on the news.
Correct. And plus, I think there's, I mean, do you feel that people, like you said, people always tend to see the one side of the story, and they tend to be a bit more judgmental, even though they don't know the other side of the story of who people really are and stuff like that, right? So because you've actually met these people and you kind of like, you know, give people a chance in that sense to get to know them before you actually pass on judgment. Correct?
Yeah, so I think traveling, or you don't even have to travel to really meet people. What if like people who come to your place, say hi to them, talk to them? I think it is the connection that break down prejudice and all your whatever biases, that personal biases that you have. Yeah. So even if you cannot afford to travel, why not join the meetups? Couchsurfing meetups is a good place to meet travelers from different countries. Talk to them, then you will realize that actually they are not what you really think they are. So right now that I'm back in Singapore, I reciprocate the gesture by hosting some travelers as well. So when they come to Singapore, they stay at my home. And my parents get to meet them. And again, you know, sometimes they have this perception, they don't do this, they cannot do this, they are like that. I was like, go and talk to her. I cannot say if you want to know whether they do this or do that, they cannot do it. Go and ask her, because sometimes they are fine with it. Like for example, Iranians. Yes, it's a Islamic Republic of Iran, but in that country, I think it is the country in Asia where I drank the most alcohol. And alcohol is banned. I mean, alcohol sale is banned. But people there drink because they don't associate with the religion that the government is pushing on them.
It's the same as in to give them choices in that sense, right?
Yeah, so you shouldn't, I realize that you cannot mix people and government together. They do not represent each other. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Okay, I want to ask you, because you mentioned that there's a lot of hospitality, that people are very nice, very open to having you and stuff. But have you ever felt during your journey that were there like moments or times where you feel unsafe? Or has anything, you know, a moment of doubt or something happened?
Yes, I did. Not say unsafe, but uncomfortable. Yeah. Like for example, you learn to build up intuition over time. Like dealing with people. Like people will ask you questions. People are curious about you because they never seen like a foreigner look like you before. They'll ask you questions. So to check their intention, ask them back questions. Don't need to answer honestly. If they say that, are you married? Just say that, I'm married. You know.
Most of the time,
Because if not, they'll try to hit on you.
Correct. That happens.
Say, my husband waiting somewhere.
So my God, same trick.
Then you try to ask them questions and try to get their intention. If they like hesitate in replying you, then you know something is up. If they are like very open to you, telling you everything, you feel that they are very natural in the conversation, then probably this guy is sincere or this family is sincere. And also I think if somebody is very pushy, you know, people are want to invite you to their home. If somebody is very pushy, then that is also a sign. Because usually they're respectful of guests. If they have other agenda,
then they will force it on you, and you obligated, that kind of stuff.
Yes. So of course these are things that you learn along the way. You don't, and also maybe to put on a beach face when traveling. Really, like in some cultures, if you smile at a man, they may think that you have romantic interest in them. So it's not like over here you can just smile and everything and just being friendly. But over other countries you have to put on a beach face.
But the European countries though, are they more friendlier? Like India and Iran, all that issues. I mean, they're a bit more. I mean, if you were to smile at them, you mentioned they might be interested, right? But like European countries are more friendlier, open in that sense, right? Or
I don't know, but I still maintain not.
okay lah.
Okay lah, I still a bit more open, more friendly because people there are more friendly. If I don't see opposite genders smiling at each other on the street, then I don't. If I see them do that normally, then I do. So when in Rome, do as a Romans do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it really depends on the situation, like how I interact with the opposite gender. It really depends on the different countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for example, in Italy, it's very common for you to hug and kiss as a greeting.
Yeah, correct.
But if somebody were to do that to me in Pakistan, I was like, back off. Because I know it's not in your culture to do that.
Yeah. Correct.
You know, so you know what is appropriate in your culture, then okay. Then you roughly know what is their intention. Because I ever like people trying to take photo with me and they were like a bit touchy, you know, and then I was like, hey, distance. Yeah.
Okay, but do they ever? I mean, have you like encountered like sometimes when you reject people, like they get more like aggravated by that action, or no? Haven't you don't encounter?
No, but I always reject with a smile.
Okay. So thank you.
You know, you be nice with them. It's more difficult for them to be like rude to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the road, right? Because you rode the Vespa. Maintenance wise, how was it? As in, because then did you know how to repair your own bike, or you learn as you?
Little bit. I was pretty much a mechanical idiot before I left.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned along the way. Oh, I did my first overhaul in Bangkok.
Okay.
I didn't overhaul in Singapore because the mechanic was like, hey, your bike still can run. Just go.
But because they're thinking about Singapore roads, right?
Yeah.
They're not thinking about those roads.
They don't understand the extent that I'm really going and I really need a complete overhaul. And fortunately, I met a mechanic, their husband and wife who runs this shop in Bangkok, and they themselves they do long distance touring like in Laos, Cambodia, so they know the condition that
the bike needs to be
in. So I was glad that I overhauled my scooter in Bangkok, and it was cheaper there as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So and they taught me, they're willing to show me the ropes. They were teaching me how to change the clutch plate and things to look out for.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the mechanics in Singapore have time to do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
Wow. So that means 27 months along the way, you just go with the flow and then learn as whatever. Then come what may, right? In that sense, right?
Yeah.
As in whatever happens, so you got to just pick it up from there.
Yeah, I think the longer your journey is, the less planning you have to do. Like for example, countries like Armenia and Georgia, it wasn't in my plan at all. I just happened to be in Iran, and I went down to the Armenian embassy because there are two ways I can go after Iran: Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Turkey. Okay, so I just went to Armenia embassy in Tehran, and they say, oh, the visa $6 and 3 working days.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I just pass them my visa, everything. Okay, I'll pick up my visa later on, and then I went to Armenia. And then I know Georgia is visa free, Turkey is visa free, so having a Singapore passport is really a privilege. You don't have to pay a lot. Not like for my Indian friend, he had to pay almost like $600 just to get visa for Europe and Mongolia.
Wow.
Okay, we are very privileged.
To have a Singapore passport.
Yeah. We have the ability to actually arrive at the airport and decide where we want to go. But not for other nationality. They have to go through humiliation, lots of paperwork. Like, you know, my Pakistani friend took 6 months to get the US visa.
Really?
Yeah.
But these are the things, I mean, in that sense, that's why you say Singapore is privileged in that sense that we can, we should be blessed in that sense, right? That we have that
Yeah, we are blessed to have a passport. And then when I was volunteering at a soup kitchen in Serbia, because that is the last frontier before the EU.
Okay.
Lots of them were stuck there. Many of them are from Afghanistan and some from Pakistan. And for them to cross the border to get to where they were in Serbia, they had to suffer abuse by police. They get beaten by dogs. They got robbed. And because they are from a country that hold a passport that doesn't allow them to go into countries easily, and why they want to get out of their country, because situation over there forced them to leave. And then for me, I hold my passport. I want to go to Croatia. Next day, I can go Croatia. I want to go to Bosnia. I can do that. But for them, they have to sneak into trucks to get across.
It's actually, it's very sad to hear in that sense that because these borders, this kind of invisible borders, are restricting people to move around the world. It's a free world at the end of the day, right?
It makes me realize the superficiality of borders. You can be a good person holding the wrong passport and not be allowed in. Like so many of the Afghan refugees, they are just seriously trying to get out of an undesirable situation and really start a new life. Because during at the soup kitchen, we work with them. So they come down and also they do the cooking as well. You know? Some of them, they're very active in helping to make everybody's life comfortable. They're a good person, but they cannot.
Under such circumstances, and just because they have the wrong passport.
Yeah, and then you can be a bad person holding the right passport, and you still be allowed in. Welcome. That's the superficiality of borders. You know, at the abandoned barrack where all the refugee asylum seekers they are staying, there's a lot of graffiti, and then they talk about, some of them talk about their journey. And then some of them talk about their homes. And one of the graffiti, it says that no one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark. I have that photo with me still. I was like, instead of trying to block people from coming in, we should ask ourselves, why are they leaving in the first place?
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I mean, I don't know. I mean, through this journey, have you ever thought that you would, because right now, right, you 27 months has filled you with a lot of knowledge, experiences throughout the journey, right? Have you ever felt that you would have opened up to so much things in that sense if you just stick around, like, you know, doing your normal, I don't know, the usual 9 to 5 and stuff like that? Because
I don't think so. If I never leave my job and just go, I wouldn't have realized so much things. I realized that there's so endless possibilities out there. Even right now, I come back, I was thinking, should I go back to a 9 to 5 job? But I didn't. And I'm glad that I didn't, because there were a lot of other opportunities open up to me. Sometimes when you need to drop something, then you get new opportunities in which keep clinging on to your old ways or old ideas. Nothing new can come in.
That's true.
Yeah, so sometimes when you have nothing already, you are just like, you have nothing at stake. You're just like, okay, I'll just do it. And that is really liberation. I think liberation is not just, in terms of movement, me being to go, but also liberating yourself from attachment, like attachment to ideas, attachment to kind of like a societal expectation. Or attachment to your materials.
I mean, can I say that it's something like minimalism in that sense that you have to drop everything and then you just got to?
Yes. Like okay, right now I travel with my scooter, right? The scooter is everything I have is on that scooter. So actually, it is also kind of like a liability to me when I travel, because I have to think about where to park it. Is it safe? And what if I break down? And what if this and that? And there was actually this guy, he traveled with nothing.
On a
Not
bike?
even a camera. No, he doesn't even have a bike. He hitchhiked all the way.
Wow, okay.
So I try to put myself in his shoe.
Okay.
What if I do not have my bike? I don't have a lot of money. So I just hitchhike away. Maybe I forage for food. I have nothing on me. What else do I need to protect? And that is really true liberation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned that. I want to ask you. I mean, because when me and my partner was in Nepal, we actually met this cyclist. His name is Javier. So he's from Spain. So he cycled all the way. Now he's in China. The thing is, right? Because I asked him like, because he's a guy in that sense, right? I mean, people will have this thought at the end of their minds that is it safe for a girl to be going to ride solo, to do things solo, especially to ride, or because I asked him, have you ever encountered any women cyclists? He said no, majority are guys that travel the world bicycles and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, yeah.
I think in some way, yes, the women we are more vulnerable in the sense that sometimes people lust for women.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think men are no exception at times. Okay, but I think women are more susceptible to it. But at the same time, I think people tend to be more protective of women. Okay.
Why do you say that?
Okay, like I give you an example.
Okay.
When I was in Pakistan, okay, I entered Pakistan with another German biker. He's also a male and solo. And then so we were in Pakistan around the same time. We traveled independently. Sometimes we meet, and then we left is meet again. And then we left and went to Iran, and I met him again. And we were exchanging our experiences. So we pretty much know the same bikers in the community. And I told him that I was staying with so many families over there. And for him, right, he met a lot of bikers, but he never met the wife of the biker. But for me, as a woman, I have two advantages. One is because I'm a woman, I can get in touch with the women's world, and also because I'm a guest, I'm not subjected to their societal rule. And I'm also a biker. I get to know the male-dominated biking community as well. So I was able to go into both worlds. But for my German biker friend, he couldn't go the other side, you see.
So is it just the male
Yes.
side? Okay.
And let's say, because gender segregation is the norm in society, in like social setting. So and when I stay with family, I think it is less imposing on the family. Yeah. But for my German friend, he stayed with some families. It's like every time he come back, the wives are hidden away somewhere. So as a woman, it's less imposing to host me than to host a solo male. That's what I think. Yeah.
I mean, I guess so, because the male, I mean the guest males, the husbands are, I guess, more open to women, so that they can, because if guy, I mean, if that you mentioned, right, the German, it'll be quite
so it's like, you shouldn't see my wife. Because it's still a very patriarchal society.
In that sense, correct. It's true.
And there's a lot of gender segregation in a lot of situations.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I want to touch based on how do you actually get through day by day. Because I mean, it's mentally, is it very draining for you mentally?
No.
Really? Okay.
I think I go based on how I feel.
Who are you? Okay.
Yeah, because the thing is, I do not have a schedule to keep. The only schedule is the visa, when the visa runs out.
Okay, that's true. Okay.
So when visa is not an issue, actually, it was really pretty free. And so it depends. I stay, come to a place. I don't know how long I will stay actually. Sometimes I end up staying like for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know. Depends on how I feel about the place. If I want to rest for another day, because I know not every day. There are some days that you just feel down. You just want to rest and just do nothing. Okay. There are some days that you just want to go hiking, trekking, and go to so many places. So it depends on your mood. I don't think you should, because you have a long journey ahead. If you're just going to push yourself every day, you're going to exhaust yourself.
And you won't enjoy it at the end of the day.
You won't enjoy it. It's
just
become a chore.
Okay, we're gonna close up a bit. So there's a few questions that I would like to ask you. Okay, what is your why? The drive that you get every morning when you wake up. What is your why?
Why? My why is, what is there out there?
Okay.
What is there out there for me to discover? Anybody to meet, anything to see, anything to experience. Because sometimes it's very exciting that every day you just learn something. Yeah.
Okay. So it's your discovery in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it feels that you have this like curiosity and you just feel it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adventurous. Okay. What is something that most people? What is something that you're most proud of that most people don't know about you?
I don't know. I saw that question. I think maybe secretly I found myself. I think I'm very adaptable.
Okay. I mean, I can foresee that 27 months and you.
Maybe people know. I don't know. I don't know, but maybe
Okay.
I'm proud that I'm able to let go when there's a need to.
Yeah, I think that's very admirable. I mean, for you to let go of everything. I mean, I can't. Yeah.
It's not easy, but when you manage to do that, it's like.
Is it a very enlightening?
It's very enlightening.
Like a burden off your shoulders.
Yeah.
It's like okay.
But then at the same time, sometimes there's a societal expectation that no, you are like just escaping.
But they don't know you, so they don't know what the journey is.
They think that you're escaping.
Okay.
But for me, I'm not escaping. I'm just want to just live my life like that. You know, this is what I want to do.
Correct.
Yeah. Because I still came back. It's not like I'm still on the road, but I still want to go back on the road. But I don't see why that I have to confine myself in here. Yes, my family are here, but there's so much thing out there as well. You know? Yeah.
You mentioned the societal. Sorry, I'm just gonna touch base on it. You mentioned the society and stuff like that, right? I mean, what do you usually? What is your reply to them in that sense? As in, they say that you're escaping or this shouldn't be something that you are doing or whatever.
I say that do you sometimes feel frustrated by things like you have bills to pay, you have all these things to do. What if I tell you that there are other ways? Because out there in the world, there are many other ways at how people deal with their life. Okay, not everybody has like internet, but they're still happy. Okay, not everybody has a running tap, but they have a flowing river. They still got enough to drink.
Yeah.
No, they just have to go and fetch water, and they're still happy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think really, if you want to be happy, you have to search from deep within, and not let the external surrounding determine your happiness.
I guess in a sense, everyone has their own definition of happiness. In
Yeah.
a sense, right? And we shouldn't impose what our happiness means to another person's happiness, right? In that sense.
See, yeah, you may be happy when you have the latest phone or something later, but to another person, happiness may mean being on the road, maybe without a phone. At some point, I want to ditch away my phone because I feel that it was taking away my experience of traveling.
Okay.
So the liberating part was 2 months because my smartphone was damaged.
Okay.
So 2 months I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't have a GPS.
Okay.
And I didn't use WhatsApp for 2 months.
Okay.
Nothing. Okay, but I feel so much connected on the ground with the people. Because when I'm lost, I have to ask people for direction. And then I don't have Google Translate. I'm forced to learn how to say certain food and certain names.
Okay.
Yeah, so and then sometimes they hear me speaking Turkish and they were like, oh, çok güzel. Okay, you know, like there's this connection, you know, without all these fancy gadgets. Yeah, it's more convenient. It took me more time to find places, but I get more interesting experience that way.
I mean, human connection is very important, right?
Yeah.
In that sense, right?
I think as a country, society develops, right, we get so much advanced. Our human connection is dwindling. That's what I feel. That's why I feel very connected in the places where, like in the village where there's no road access. I feel that there's still so much community spirit, like those kampong spirit in the olden days. It's not just about me, individual, but it's about flourishing as a community as a whole. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I hear you there where you say that human connection is very important in that sense. Okay. What is your most humbling experience?
Humbling experience.
Can be anything throughout your travels or people that you've met or something that you've learned.
Like I would never want to impose, what is good on other people. Yeah, and sometimes you learn to see that when you're with them, staying with in their community. Like this village that I went to, they had no road access.
Okay. They
have electricity. They don't have like all the fancy facilities. And then I remember I stayed there for 5 days, and really they have a beautiful place. Community is small. They have enough to eat because the surrounding provides for them. They have clean water to drink, and so people still live in dignity. You see. Then when I left the village, I finally got internet connection. People were messaging me, in India there are some people so poor. We should be lucky, be fortunate of ourselves. And then I think back on my experience over there. Are they really suffering? Yeah, like, yes, they have to go and fetch water, but over here we have to slog our way at work to pay bill for water bill. Yeah. Okay, so it's a different kind of struggle.
Correct.
So I wouldn't say that, yes, their life is bad or our life is better. Okay, we are under, in the city, we are under so much tremendous mental stress with the hustle and bustle of everyday life. But for them, yes, but it's more lay back. Yes, they have to go and fetch water, they have to go and harvest, they have to go hunting.
Yeah. But who are we to say?
Who are we to judge?
Yeah.
And then I remember asking them about hospital, like medical care. And then he replied, say, our people here hardly fall sick. Over here we don't eat junk food. We don't, all our things are from natural. And our kids walk to school like maybe half an hour or even 1 hour every day. They get a lot of activities, they're really healthy. So they never see like that as such a big issue. Not like here. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very interesting thought. Yeah, it's very interesting thought. I wanted to ask you the 3 truths. Okay, 3 lessons that you want to share. Something, three lessons that you want to share. If let's say today was your last day on earth, what are the 3 things that you'd like to share with people out there?
Do last day on earth?
Yes.
Do whatever fuck you want. Do whatever you want, and then try to leave nothing unsaid. And the last one was to I really don't know. Just smile.
Just be kind.
If you die, be kind, smile, dying.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just want to ask you, if a lady, a woman, or something to approach you for advice and ask you, should they do this, like riding solo and stuff like that, what would you say to them?
I would just say go ahead and do it.
But then what if they say that? But people say it's dangerous and stuff like that. It's not safe for girls.
Rumi, Rumi, the poet, the Persian poet. He has a saying: before you go on a journey, never ask advice from those who never step out of their home. This is what I experienced.
Okay.
People who never really go to this country, they will always be very. They will always tell me blah blah blah. They will tell you things they heard from the news.
Okay.
I got a friend tell me, oh, you went Iran, they cut head there. Then I was like, Iran? Since when was Iran affected by ISIS? It's Iraq, not Iran. People don't know the difference in these 2 countries.
They just generalize.
They generalize the entire Middle East as a very problematic place. Yeah, they just like clump everything together. That's why I say you cannot paint the entire region with a single paintbrush. Like just for like India and Pakistan. In Pakistan, I've been to places where they're very socially developed, and I've been to places where it's really conservative. I don't even see a single woman on the street. Elsewhere, I saw girls playing football. So they are conservative region, and it's also very socially developed region as well. Yeah. And then I remember all those friends who has been on similar trip, right? They will say, yeah, I just think we should just go ahead and do it.
So your advice to them would be just do it lah.
Don't seek advice from those who never do it. Definitely you are going to get naysayers. Definitely. Because they are imposing their limitations on you. Yeah.
So you gotta be a little bit braver in that sense.
And then the limitation are your limitations are the one that you impose on yourself. Yeah.
Okay, that's good advice. That's good advice. Okay, last two questions. Okay, what is your definition of legacy? Your definition of legacy?
I think legacy is even when you die, right? People still know you something that you've done. Yeah, but there's something that has an impact on people. Okay. That people will remember you for.
Okay, but that's your definition of legacy. Okay.
Like it can be something people build for their later generation that you can remember for that has a profound impact on them. That's a legacy.
Okay, we're wrapping up things. Okay, is there anything you want to add before we close this conversation? I feel like we have more things, but I think okay. Do you have anything to add? No? Nothing?
I think sometimes we hesitate. I think hesitation get you nowhere. Really? Sometimes I do it a lot, but if I just do it now. And the thing is, if you never try, you never know.
Yeah, that's true. But people always say it's easier said than done. But again, we have to be a little bit braver.
You have to sometimes take the first step. Like for me, I wasn't a very experienced traveler. I never rode big bike across to Laos or Cambodia. I have a lot of friends who have done that. I've never been there. I do not know how to fix a mechanic. I do not know how to speak all the languages in the world. But how do you manage? You learn along the way.
Just every step at a time.
Yes, everybody has the first step where they don't know anything before they become better at it. So like people see me, you can repair motorcycle, of course you dare to go but they don't know that. Before that I do not know anything, but I learned along the way.
Yeah. It's a very interesting story. I mean, you'd be brave. Okay. How can we support you? You have a website, right?
Yes, I have a website, thewonderingwasp.com.
Okay.
So I have a donation link there. But I also selling, but I want to give something back in return.
Okay.
So I'm launching 2019 calendar for sale. Okay. So I'll put it up on the Facebook page.
So you have your Facebook. It's all with the Wondering Wasp.
Instagram is Wondering Wasp. The blog and also Facebook as well.
Okay. Okay, so before we close, last question. You're planning your next trip?
After like maybe 2020. Yeah. Okay. After my sister's wedding. I'm going back her wedding. She's getting married in September 2019.
Okay.
So September, after that if I go back it will be like winter. Not very good for riding in Europe. So push it to probably spring or summer. The year after.
So good luck with to raise the funds and stuff like that.
Yeah, and also I hope to get a book out before I leave.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because I feel that it's such a waste to just let everything just go into the social media abyss, Social media something it just disappear.
Yeah, 1 second people forgot about it already.
Yeah, you write a book.
It
stays there. There's something people can read.
That is your legacy.
Maybe the book will be a legacy.
Yeah, the book will be a legacy.
I'm hoping to get a book out before I leave.
Let us know. We'll see how we can support you and stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Juvena.
Thank you.